Welcome to episode 61 of Motivating Mondays, a weekly podcast and YouTube series dedicated to help Canadian job developers and other employer engagement professionals develop the tools, resources, expertise, and network to excel at achieving sustainable employment outcomes for their clients or students. My name is Christian St. Cyr, National Director of the Canadian Job Development Network, and today we're going to share details about a national initiative to support the employment of 10,000 individuals with disabilities between now and October. And while this might sound like an initiative to support disability employment, when you really look at it, these efforts support the employment of everyone who's underrepresented in our labor market. So what are your plans for National Disability Employment Awareness Month in October? Now, I'm sure you're thinking, wait, that's 5 months from now. Why on earth would I be thinking about disability employment in June? Perhaps the math isn't what's confusing. Perhaps your perspective is, well, I work with immigrants or youth or women or Indigenous Canadians or another population that is underrepresented in the job market. Disability employment is an issue for all job seekers, since a very large portion, have some form of disability. Without looking at your client data, rest assured that about a quarter, 27% of your client caseload has some form of disability. Do you know what makes it harder for a person with a disability to find a job? Well, being brand new to the country or not speaking the language, or perhaps being brand new to the job market generally. Maybe living on a rural First Nations reserve with limited transportation or limited economic activity, and having a disability might make things that much more challenging for you. Whether it's a physical, auditory, visual impairment, or perhaps chronic pain, how much harder is it to be a parent or care for parents or a spouse while simultaneously looking for work or holding down a job? And when there's so much riding on self-worth and confidence, presenting a strong case for yourself in job search, how much harder is it to do this when you're struggling with anxiety or depression or another mental health challenge? I realize for many of you, having a disability might define your caseload. But we're all supporting job seekers with disabilities and need to be conscious of the challenges that go along with this. Every year, articles are written, employers are recognized, events are held, and examples of inclusive employment are shared to celebrate Disability Employment Month in October, and I would like to encourage you to start giving this some thought today. As a sector, we have an opportunity to join a national campaign calling on Canadian employers to create at least one opportunity for a person with a disability or someone who is underrepresented in our community. This initiative is being run by Enabled Talent Canada through their recent launch of One Company, One Talent. This is running through October 2026. The campaign encourages businesses, municipalities, colleges, universities, nonprofits, and industry associations to make a simple commitment to create one job, an internship, a co-op placement, an apprenticeship, or mentorship. Enabled Talent is an AI-powered accessibility and workforce platform helping employers and educational institutions, nonprofits, and governments to create inclusive pathways to employment and training. If you go to the website, you register as an employer or you register as a person who's looking for employment. It was founded in Brampton, Ontario, and the organization works at the intersection of inclusive employment and social impact, tech, and education, helping build a future where opportunity is accessible to everyone. Partnering with community stakeholders and small employers, the campaign's goal is ambitious but achievable, to help create at least 10,000 new job opportunities across Canada while demonstrating that inclusive hiring is not only the right thing to do, but also the smart business decision. There are more than 8 million Canadians who live with a disability, making disability one of the largest and most diverse communities in the country, yet many talented individuals continue to face barriers to employment despite Canada's growing skills shortage and the national commitments of the Accessible Canada Act, the Disability Inclusion Action Plan, and the vision of a barrier-free Canada by the year 2040. Enabled Talent was founded by Amandeep Singh, a partially blind entrepreneur who experienced employment barriers firsthand. The organization was created to help employers access skilled talent while making hiring more inclusive, accessible, and effective. Too often, talented people are overlooked because hiring systems are never designed with accessibility in mind. That was something that Singh had noted at the launch of the campaign. He said, "This campaign is not about quotas or compliance. It's about recognizing talent, opening doors, and creating opportunities that benefit both employers and job seekers. If every organization committed to just one opportunity, the impact would be extraordinary." Keep in mind, this is a business opportunity, not just a social initiative. In keeping with the very basics of job development, we need to make a business case for hiring underrepresented groups and individuals. Research consistently shows that inclusive workplaces benefit from broader perspectives, improved employee engagement, stronger retention, and enhanced innovation. Canada's disability community also represents significant economic participation and purchasing power, making accessibility and inclusion increasingly important as business considerations. Here is a key way that Canada's employment services sector can support this initiative in the work that you're doing often every single day. They want employers to understand if they support this campaign, they may qualify for a broad range of government and partner-supported programs related to things like wage subsidy, internship and co-op funding, student placements, workplace accessibility improvements, training, workforce development, accommodation supports. Enable Talent Canada wants to work with participating employers to help identify available funding opportunities and supports that may reduce the hiring and implementation costs. So how are we going to recognize inclusive employers? Well, organizations participating in the campaign, and they register through the website, have an opportunity to be recognized for their commitment to inclusion through employer spotlight stories, inclusive employer success profiles, accessibility and workforce inclusion case studies, national awareness campaigns, and recognition as an inclusive employer champion. Now, the campaign aims to celebrate organizations that are taking a meaningful action to create a more inclusive Canadian workforce. Employers, municipalities, colleges, nonprofits, industry associations, they're all invited to join the campaign by committing to create one opportunity before October 31st, 2026. When employers go to the website, they're immediately asked whether they want to commit to this challenge. One opportunity to create a pathway for employment confidence, financial independence, and long-term success. Now, if you want to learn more about this initiative, you can contact Aman directly. His email address is aman@enabledtalent.com, or you can just visit the website. The website is enabledtalent.com. As I mentioned last week, we have officially opened registration for this year's job development training. This will be the only time this year we offer it. It's called Developing a Comprehensive Approach to Effective Job Development. Hundreds of job developers and other employer engagement specialists have taken it. And it's taking place on 5 separate dates for 5 separate time zones. So we'll be doing the Pacific time zone on Monday, September 21st, the Mountain time zone on Tuesday, September 22nd, the Central time zone on September 23rd, the Eastern time zone on Thursday, September 24th, and the Atlantic time zone on Friday, September 25th. Each workshop will go from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., and they're being done online. Up until July 16th, 2026, everyone who registers will receive a 35% discount on registration. So I would encourage you to register as soon as possible. If you want to learn more, just go to jobdevelopment.org/pro-D, or you can just send me an email directly. My email address is cstcyr@labormarketsolutions.ca. Thank you so much for joining us. These sessions are available on YouTube and most other podcast platforms. Just search for Motivating Mondays wherever you download podcasts and subscribe, like, or share. It helps us share this with other people in Canada's career development sector. Now, we do these sessions live and for free every Monday morning on Microsoft Teams. We get to hear from job developers from all across the country. It would be so great if you could join us. Just go to jobdevelopment.org to learn more. And if you have any questions, send me an email directly. My email is cstcyr@labormarketsolutions.ca. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have an amazing week.